I would just love to go into your own personal insights and experiences just about life in general, and some insights that you've had along your journey that would just be fun and interesting to share with our viewing and listening audience. So let's go into that.
I'm all up for this thing called life. I'm all up. I'm a people advocate. I love people, even though people come with this myriad of different variances that come into the ball, but you take the good and you take the not so good and the indifferent. But overall, at the core of who we are as people, no matter what color you are, no matter where you were born, no matter what your circumstances, no matter your haves and your have-not, at the core, we are humans that are made up of heart, emotion, love, kindness. We want to be cared for. We want to be seen. We want to be valued. We want to belong. And we have to stop and we have to pull down those barriers that try to impede and intrude on the humanistic way of us being, which is really about being loved, right? But I think we are living more in a world where we're embracing more kindness.
Oh, for sure.
Where we're operating from a place of understanding that we all are human and we all have a commonality. I don't think anybody wakes up and like, oh my goodness, I want to have the worst day ever. Now, people may operate that way because they're choosing. There's always, I think we talked about this before, there's always choice. Mm-hmm. We always are choosing this or we're choosing that. When we say yes to one thing, we're saying no to another thing. So when we wake up and people find themselves in that state, they're just choosing what they've been feeding all along. However, at any moment, if they choose to feed the more optimistic, positive side of things, and being optimistic and positive doesn't mean that the bullshit still doesn't exist, right? It just means I'm choosing, no matter what the circumstance is, that I'm going to show up with intention. I'm going to show up for what I want, and I'm going to show up for what I'm trying to create for myself and in the world that I'm creating and I'm living in.
What you're saying is so important, because if you grew up in a situation maybe traumatic or just really haunts you, some memory of some whatever it is, like PTSD and all that, unfortunately that energy, if you don't the issue is like what you just said, if you don't resolve it, then it lingers forever. So it grows.
And
like you said, you can shift it to something else, but you got to go through it first, right? And it might be an ugly process, but if you come out the other side, right?
Not might be an ugly process.
It is.
It's an absolute extreme ugly process. So I often share with people, I didn't get to this place of life with everything being flower and sunshine and birds singing little lullaby songs. I went through hard moments that broke me in different places. I experienced moments of depression. I experienced moments of isolation and disappointment and hurt and anything you can imagine, which I believe is a story that we all have, right? We've all experienced moments that weren't always the best. The thing is, what do you do in those moments? How do you handle those moments? And how do you make a decision to say, all right, this moment happened. It's not the best moment and I don't like it and I would rather not have it. However, what I'm not going to do is allow this moment and this circumstance to begin to shape my whole future, right? It happened at this particular junction of life. We still have this life to go. Why let this one thing interfere with all the things and all the possibilities and all the greatness and awesome that can happen? I'm not going to let it happen.